Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and this is my tribute video to William. William, sorry that we did not see you building your funeral pyre, and sorry we did not catch you climbing to the top. Had we known, we would have pulled you off it. But many of us didn't know that such a terrible thing was happening until we seen the smoke from afar off, and we were unable to reach you. We're going to miss you on the battlefield of life, seeing you run to and fro among our ranks, and we're sorry that our shields weren't big enough to protect your memory from the volley of arrows that came just after the news was found that you had fallen. And we're trying to preserve your armor, and we would never trade the armor of gold for that of bronze. Many people dealt with this in many different ways. I kind of expected the far right to do the videos that they did, because that's one of the ways that they deal with such tragedies. But I think that they let their own shadow overtake them, and they didn't even give us time to grieve. So I really appreciated the eulogy that was done in the Stickham room with many of the friends that were there. I think that was a good, positive thing for his parents and for the others that attended. However, like dealing with rage against the enemies who just tried to discredit William in some way and mar his memory, that could have been done differently. Everybody has their own views, but I believe it's humanity first, theology second, and that's what we're not doing. We're not caring about individual people. We care more about our views of theology. So the eulogy should have been taken care of. The grieving process should have been allowed to happen. Then the debate should have ensued. And I think that getting a dig in on a downed warrior is the worst of offenses. And sorry we didn't do a better job. I think that some tied William to the back of their chariots and drug him around the battlefield. But I think that there needs to be some kind of reconciliation. And even though both sides are extremely angry about what happened, I think that time itself will be the only cure to ease the insatiable rage that some people feel. What I find interesting, though, is the views that Greg Monroe, Christopher L., and another brother Mark had. I think Greg Monroe felt the most sympathy out of the three. Everybody's seen his first video that Greg posted, but maybe not his second. I think his second video to Will, concerning Will, was more compassionate. And to all those, both Christians and atheists who showed up to the eulogy, that was showing the highest good. And we need to do that. Whether you disagreed or not, people need time to grieve as human beings and preserve the memories that they want to preserve before they're marred by the enemy. Death comes at its appointed time, and it's always with us. Death, when we walk, death walks with us. When we run, death runs with us. And I think that is something that hit home. And all the people that I see online and in chat, the hard fact is they're not always going to be there. So if they're a formidable foe, just come out and say it. But there needs to be some sort of appreciation for people first, before political and theology. It should always be the human first. So take care, William. I know in some ways maybe you're grinning at all the controversy that you've caused, I know that when you popped into chat rooms and you just said something off the cuff or off the wall, the whole room would go silence before it would erupt again, which was rather humorous, and I could see the grin. And I could see the grin now. And we're going to miss you, so be well. And friends, there's nothing that we can do in this life but to try to obtain the highest good and encourage others to do so.